Hey, church family. I'm so grateful that you're tuning in to be with others in your church family today. Our hope is to continue to create a place where you can gather and commune and fellowship and ultimately worship God together. We don't know, one, exactly how long this sheltering in will last, or two, how long we'll even be able to produce these sorts of videos and services in this format given the day-to-day changes. But we'll do it for as long as we possibly can. And we want to remind everyone that this is not a substitute for what we're called to do. We'll talk about that more in a bit, but we as Christians were told not to give up meeting with one another, to pray together, encourage each other, to share, to eat together, to share life together. And it's hard to do when we're physically separated from one another. But for now, it's what we must do. It's important to remember, though, that this isn't the first time in the world or in Christianity that we've faced disease. The Black Plague of 1347, unfortunately, 200 million people lost their lives. Smallpox killed 1 in 3 people in the old world. And when it crossed over to the Americas, it took out 90 to 95% of the indigenous people in the Americas. And there's been countless other diseases over the course of human history. But fortunately, we live in a time where, one, the virus facing us is actually relatively mild compared to the ones in the past. And two, it's occurring in the digital age, which is affording us the ability to stay relatively connected and informed and able to even worship together from far distances. Our communication options are abundant, with cell phones, computers, and modern-day teleconferencing abilities. But as I said before, while we're blessed to have them, they're no replacement for actual gathering together, and that's what's going to be difficult. There's a famous song called Heart of Worship. Many of you have heard it on the radio. It's by Matt Redman, a worship pastor in England. And there was a period of time when the pastor of his church was noticing that something was off with worship. Something just was different, and he noticed it, and he wanted to do something about it. So he did something brave, and he stripped away the band, the instruments, the singers, everything, and he just left the congregation to stand there. And then the pastor, Mike, his name is Mike Pilavachi, he reminded his church family that they're to be producers in worship, not just consumers. And then he asked them, when you come through the doors on a Sunday, what are you bringing as your offering to God? And during that time, when all was stripped away, his church returned to the heart of worshiping God with less than they had before. And I pray that this happens for us, that as we're fasting church for a season, that we long for the next time that we can shake hands with one another. We can greet each other out in the breezeway, see each other from the parking lot in the breezeway, and come running to each other, to hug each other, to laugh in groups together, to see each other with our own eyes in person, and to lift our arms and voices together in worship. And may it be a foreshadow of how we long for the day when we can do the same with the saints who came before us and will come after us as we joyfully worship our Heavenly Father together in eternity. But for now, this is the medium that we have, and we're grateful to God for it. And just for clarity, as you'll see, we're not actually live streaming. This is just when the video goes live. But there are pastors on site at the church monitoring the YouTube channel, and they're ready to see your comments, your requests, and encouragement to them or to other people watching. So be sure to comment and say hello to one another and celebrate the truth that we serve a God that's bigger than anything that might be going on in the world. So God bless you, my friends, my family.